All right, hello everyone. This is Paul from SpanishWithPaul.com, back with you again with another video to help your Spanish. This time around, we're going to look at something called the present progressive tense. Now I know on the surface that sounds rather intimidating, but don't worry. Have faith in me. As always, I'm going to make it super easy for you. If you'd like to download the course book and test that goes along with this lesson, you can click the link you see on the screen right now, and I've also put that same link in the description box below this video. Finally, I'm going to assume that you have already been through my free mini course series on YouTube. If you have, you'll find that this lesson is well within your ability. If you haven't, hurry up, because all of my future lessons will be using this mini course series as our foundation and as a base to work off of. So with all that said, let's begin. In English, we can say I speak, but we can also say I am speaking. Now it's this combination of I am plus ing that gives us the present progressive tense. Other examples would be I am walking, talking, shopping, I am driving, fighting. You can see in every example we have the combination of I am plus an ing. And I simply refer to this as the ing tense. Now we can also do this in Spanish. So for example, if we want to express I am speaking, we have two parts to consider. First of all, the I am is always going to be estoy. Now the second part is speaking. So we go to the verb, which is hablar, to speak. Now to get the ing, or the Spanish equivalent of it, hablar becomes hablando. This ando sound is how you get the ing in Spanish. So we get hablando, hablando. So what we do is put both parts together. I am speaking would be estoy hablando. How would you say I am speaking with him now? Estoy hablando con él ahora. I am speaking with her. Estoy hablando con ella. There are a few choices for the word about in Spanish, but the one we're going to use in this lesson is sobre. How would you say about the house? Sobre la casa. Now try to say, I am speaking with her about the house. Estoy hablando con ella sobre la casa. How do you say I want? Quiero. And what's the verb to buy? Comprar. Now try to say, I am speaking with her about the house I want to buy. Here I've put the word that in brackets because we can leave it in or take it out in English, but in Spanish you must put it in. The answer is estoy hablando con ella sobre la casa que quiero comprar. How do you say I would like? Me gustaría. Literally, to me, it would be pleasing. Now try to say, I am speaking with him about the house that I would like to buy? Here's the answer for you. Estoy hablando con él sobre la casa que me gustaría comprar. How do you say I have to in Spanish? Tengo que. Now, if we remove the que and just have tengo, that means I have. So, once again, I have to is tengo que. But simply I have is tengo. The word for the problem in Spanish is el problema. You can see it ends in an A, which normally suggests we have a feminine word, but it's not. It's masculine. So we say el problema. How would you say, I am speaking about the problem that I have? Estoy hablando sobre el problema que tengo. How do you say we have to? Tenemos que. Again, if you get rid of the que, you have tenemos, and this means we have. Tenemos. How would you say, I am speaking with her about the problem that we have with the house? Estoy hablando con ella sobre el problema que tenemos con la casa. Let's switch verbs. The verb to buy is comprar. If we want to express buying, the sound goes to comprando. Here again, you can see the same ando sound at the end. So we have comprando. This means buying. How would you say, I am buying? Estoy comprando. Now, normally, you'll want to include the word it. And the placement for this word will be way up front. So, to say, I am buying it, would be lo estoy comprando. Literally, it, I am buying. In fact, this is a rule we can keep. Whenever we have lo or le, some kind of pronoun that we need to include in this structure, the placement for it will always be here at the front. How would you say, I am buying it now? Lo estoy comprando ahora. How do you say for you? Para ti. Now say, I am buying it for you now. Lo estoy comprando para ti ahora. The word for a present in Spanish is un regalo. How would you say, I'm buying a present? Estoy comprando un regalo. How do you say for her? para ella. Now say, I'm buying a present for her. Estoy comprando un regalo para ella. The word for birthday in Spanish is cumpleaños. It looks quite long at first, but if we break it down, you'll see that there's an easy way to remember it. There is a verb in Spanish, cumplir, which is this part here. And it means a lot of different things. But one of the things it's used for is to achieve. Now, the second half of the word is años, which means years. So in a way, it's describing to achieve years. Or you might think of it as accumulating years. This is the word for birthday in Spanish. So we have again, cumple años. To say her birthday would be su cumpleaños. Let's use this now. Try to say, I'm buying a present for her because it's her birthday tomorrow. Estoy comprando un regalo para ella porque es su cumpleaños mañana. Let's build into another sentence. The word for mother is madre. Madre. And to say my mother would be mi madre. How would you say I'm buying something for my mother? Estoy comprando algo para mi madre. What's the word for a book? Un libro. And I wonder if you can remember the verb to read. Leer. Let's add one last thing. To express she loves would be le encanta. Le encanta. Now let's try to put all of that together. How would you say, I'm buying a book for my mother because she loves to read? Estoy comprando un libro para mi madre porque le encanta leer. I would like you to notice a pattern in sound here. We have hablar going to hablando and comprar going to comprando. So we have hablando and comprando. Now I'd like you to guess the next one. The verb to call is llamar. And I wonder if you can now guess how you would say calling. It's llamando. Here again we have the ando sound for the ing. Llamando. How would you say I am calling? Estoy llamando. To say I am calling him or calling her, it would be le estoy llamando. Literally, to him or to her, I am calling. Once again, the pronoun we needed was placed way up front. So, le estoy llamando means I'm calling him or I'm calling her. Try to translate this next one. I am calling her now because I need to talk about the problem, that we have with the house. Pause and take your time. Here's the answer for you. Le estoy llamando ahora porque necesito hablar sobre el problema que tenemos con la casa. Let's practice this sound pattern once more. Hablar goes to what? Hablando. Comprar. Comprando. Llamar. Llamando. So far, we've been using verbs that only end in AR, such as hablar, comprar, and llamar. Now these ones naturally fall into the sound of ando for the present progressive tense, or the ing tense as I call it. However, not all verbs in Spanish end in AR. For example, we have the verb comer, to eat. Now, for any verb that does not end in AR, the sound of the ing tense is different. Instead of ando, the sound goes to yendo. So we have two parts, endo, yendo. What that means is to say eating would be comiendo. You can see the endo, comiendo. How would you say I am eating? Estoy comiendo. What about I can't do it now because I'm eating? No puedo hacerlo ahora porque estoy comiendo. What's the verb to wait? Esperar. Try to say, you have to wait because I'm eating now. Tienes que esperar porque estoy comiendo ahora. Another verb that ends in ER is hacer, which means to do. Now, just as comer went to comiendo, hacer will go to haciendo. Can you see how the sound pattern repeated for these verbs ending in ER? So we have comer, comiendo, hacer, haciendo. Here you have the endo sound. So, haciendo means doing. How would you say, I am doing? Estoy haciendo. Now, you'll want to throw in the word it. How would you do that? How would you say, I am doing it? Lo estoy haciendo. Once again, the pronoun, whenever we need it, gets thrown way up front. It I am doing. Lo estoy haciendo. How would you say, I am doing it for you now? Lo estoy haciendo para ti ahora. What about this one? I'm doing it now because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Think it out. Lo estoy haciendo ahora porque no voy a estar aquí mañana. I'm doing it now because I can't do it tomorrow. Lo estoy haciendo ahora porque no puedo hacerlo mañana. What I hope happened here is you got the placement of your pronouns correct, because there were two of them. We have lo and lo. One of them comes way up front and the other one is hooked on to the end of the verb. The reason is, in this structure of estoy whatever, I'm doing, as I mentioned, we have this rule where the pronoun comes up front, so lo estoy haciendo. But in the second half, we have here a modal verb, no puedo, I can't, followed by do it, so hacer and lo. This is something that we've done a lot in the mini course series. And I assume that most of you who have been through that didn't get caught out here, because you're very used already to this structure of no puedo hacerlo. The verb decir is another verb that does not end in AR. Therefore, it's going to fall into the sound of yendo. So what we want to express is telling. Here we have the ing. And the sound for that would be diciendo. It's a little bit irregular because if we look at the full verb, the infinitive, you can see that it has an E here, decir. But in the ing tense, this changes to an I, and we get the sound of diciendo, diciendo. This means telling. So it's just a little detail to be aware of with the verb decir. How would you say, I am telling? Estoy diciendo. What about I'm telling him or her? Le estoy diciendo. Two things here. First of all, the pronoun position, just like all the others, is way up front. The second thing is that decir is a verb that tends to use the pronoun of le, because what we're expressing is to him or to her, I am telling. Le estoy diciendo. Do you remember how to say the phrase, what happened, from a previous mini course? It's ¿qué pasó? With an accent over the O. ¿Qué pasó? Now try to say, I'm telling him what happened yesterday. Le estoy diciendo ¿qué pasó ayer? Now you could also say, le estoy diciendo lo que pasó ayer. Either way, you can just use que, or you can throw in lo que. This is also quite common. It just depends on which way or the sounds you prefer. So here we have again, le estoy diciendo lo que pasó ayer. Now try this one. I'm telling him about the problem that we have with the house. Le estoy diciendo sobre el problema que tenemos con la casa. How do you say the truth? La verdad. Now try to say, I'm telling her the truth. Le estoy diciendo la verdad. Once again, notice this pattern of sound. We have comer to comiendo, hacer, haciendo, and decir, diciendo. In every case, the sound is yendo for these verbs that do not end in AR. The only thing to be aware of is that decir has this slight little change up here in the stem. It goes to diciendo. Some verbs in Spanish just want to go their own way. They rebel against the normal patterns here and there, and decir is one of those verbs. What's the verb to explain? Explicar. Now, this is a verb that does end in AR, so it's going to fall into the ando sound. Therefore, how would you say explaining? Explicando. Now try to say I'm explaining. Estoy explicando. I'm explaining the problem that I have with him now. Estoy explicando el problema que tengo con él ahora. Do you remember how to say the reason why? El por qué. Literally, the why. Now try to say, I'm explaining the reason why. Estoy explicando el por qué. What about, I'm explaining what happened? Estoy explicando qué pasó, or just as before, you can say lo que pasó. Either way. To say I'm happy, meaning right now I'm feeling happy, would be estoy feliz. Here we have estoy again for I am, and the word for happy is feliz, feliz. How would you say I'm not happy? No estoy feliz. Now try to say, I'm explaining the reason why I'm not happy. Estoy explicando el por qué no estoy feliz. Try this one. I'm calling her now because I want to explain the reason why I'm not happy. Again, pause and think it out step by step. Here's the answer for you. Le estoy llamando ahora porque quiero explicar el por qué no estoy feliz. What's the verb to work? Trabajar. Now, how would you say working? Trabajando. Just like the other AR verbs, it fell into the ando sound. So, trabajando means working. How would you say, it's impossible to do it now because I'm working? Es imposible hacerlo ahora porque estoy trabajando. How do you say, I wonder? This was something we covered in a mini course. Me pregunto. Literally, I ask myself. Me pregunto. Now try to say, I wonder why I'm not happy. Me pregunto por qué no estoy feliz. How do you say working again. Trabajando. Now, you can use this just on its own. You don't always need to put estoy in front of it. Here's an example for you. How would you say, I wonder why I'm not happy working here? Me pregunto por qué no estoy feliz trabajando aquí. This shows you that you can use estoy trabajando, I am working, or estoy haciendo, I am doing, or you can simply have the word, the ing word on its own in sentences as well. Here we have trabajando simply as working. If you're serious about learning Spanish and want to become conversationally fluent, my main course, Spanish with Paul, is live and available for you now. Inside you'll get my complete course, none of which is available on YouTube, and also my personal attention to make sure you achieve conversational fluency in the fastest time possible. In short, if you like my free lessons on YouTube and the results they're giving you, then you'll love what I have for you inside the main course. You can click the link on the screen now to find out all the details. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you again in my next video.